For the retro final here for round 2 of the championship at Lyddon, Steve Cousins lines up on pole position. With him at the front of the grid is Tony Lynch with the Toyota MR2, and then Rob Buckmaster's Fiesta XR2 on the outside of the front row. The second row, Simon Hart's John Taylor, Haynes and Maidstone Tribute Escort, and Mark Finch with the Fiesta. The lights go to green, we go racing, and a good getaway by Tony Lynch propels him into the race lead. Or does it? Steve Cousins fights back as they go up through the gears, and it's going to be Cousins ahead as they get onto the loose for the first time. Steve Cousins then in the ex-Dan Rook Citroën AX leads the way. Tony Lynch with this Toyota MR2, former Scottish rally car, made into a Rallycrosser, and Mark Finch, who retired from Q1, but going nicely right now. He's into third place ahead of the older shape Fiesta, the Mark II shape, in the hands of Rob Buckmaster with the Mark I Escort, the road-registered car, still used on the road by Simon Hart, the Tory councillor. He's in 5th place as up towards the North Bend hairpin goes Steve Cousins, and right now he's getting away from Tony Lynch. They battled together in the earlier Q3 race, but right now that Citroën is absolutely fleeing, isn't it? As Steve Cousins, for the first of 6 times, plunges down towards paddock, comes into the right-hander, hits the loose with a very sideways Lynch behind him. Steve Cousins, an experienced Rallycross campaigner, goes through with Lynch clambering up the curbs. The forward battle here, Fiesta Mark II versus Escort Mark I. Rob Buckmaster ahead of Simon Hart, and of course, just to make the point as ever in a retro or super retro Rallycross race, they don't do joker laps because they weren't around when these cars were in period, so you don't do them now either. And up towards the Devil's Elbow goes Steve Cousins, then the race leader on that 2 out of the 6, trying to get away, trying to build that advantage all the while as the car behind of Tony Lynch chases on, but the gap widening perhaps just a little bit further, 0.8 of a second at the start of the lap. The lonely one in third is Mark Finch, but the good news is that he's keeping out of trouble for the moment. That car has had its occasional days of unreliability, but right now he's doing a pretty decent job hanging on in there in that 3rd spot as the cars come down the hill. As you see Rob Buckmaster fending off Simon Hart's Mark I Escort into paddock. They come with the Escort getting closer all the time, and it's certainly close right out for the lead all of a sudden. Tony Lynch fighting the car that wants to get away from him at every opportunity, but he's brought the gap right down then. Tony, who's rallied both as a driver and a co-driver, he's been very successful in different classes across Rallycross over the years. The man from West Horton near Bolton comes now out of the Devil's Elbow on the back of Steve Cousins. We work lap 3 of 5. In fact, the timing screen has been set to for the final. So 5 laps it is, and this lap 3 as the cars turn their way out of the hairpin, set to drop down the hill, with actually now Steve Cousins recovering. He's getting away once more, is he not? So whatever was going on earlier to cause it to be caught by Tony Lynch, it might just be Tony's late braking, then gets him into strife again there, but by getting all crossed up going through the paddock approach. It happens again under braking for Chestons, as there you've got Simon Hart going through, hanging on to the tail of Rob Buckmaster's Fiesta. Here's for the race lead. Tony Lynch getting ever more committed about this on lap 4, 1 to go at the end of this. The MR2 from a very long track it is from the northwest of England down to Lyddon, but Tony Lynch maximising his track time with his double-header weekend, makes the climb up the hill. Steve Cousins able to fend him off for the moment, turns now into the right at the top of the hill. He'll drop down towards paddock with Lynch clambering all over the back of him as best he can. But Steve Cousins, despite the odd wisp of smoke possibly coming out of the back of that Citroën, there it is again as he changes down. He's still looking strong up front. The last lap board is there and ready. Over the timing line, they will come with a lap to go. Can Lynch force a mistake out of Steve Cousins? He does keep applying pressure, but if anyone cracks, it's Lynch himself, because he's getting all sideways once more as he brakes for Chestons. And there he is coming through. The forward battle is also still going the way of Rob Buckmaster, some way back, but looks as though Cousins again, just being neater and tidier, drives away from Tony Lynch, who brakes oh so late going into the Devil's Elbow. Out of that left-hander, climb the hill now up towards the right of the hairpin. So Steve Cousins, who came into this weekend with, of course, a very good start to his season. He won here in August ahead of Tony Lynch, and he looks like he's going to do it again. Mark Finch, 5th in August, set for 3rd place today, and the checkered flag is at the ready, and it is going to be a race win for Steve Cousins. 2 out of 2 for him ahead of Tony Lynch in 2nd place. And then, am I right in saying that Mark Finch is going to be 3rd, because the Fiesta has suddenly gone a-missing? Where has it ended up? Oh, it's on the loose at Chessons, out of the race. So he's had a spin, possibly with a failure, on the last lap. So now this fight is for third, and Rob Buckmaster takes it from Simon Hart with Mark Finch. I spoke too soon on the last lap. There he is, out of the race. So he had a problem in Q1. It's hit again in the final. He's not had a day of fortune, that is for sure, poor old Mark. Hopefully that car can be made good for tomorrow. So Mark Finch then out of the race, but it is a win for that man. Steve Cousins comes out on top. Tony Lynch for the second time this year, his runner-up. Rob Buckmaster finishing third, but it's 2 out of 2 in retro rallycross this year for Steve Cousins.